Morning!
Ahoy!
Parker,
Straw!
we are
The Battlehammer!
dun dun dun!
Hammers of battle.
Today, what the hell are we talking about today? Oh yeah. Well, today we're going to start telling you what we've done with 40k to change it to make it better.
Which it is.
What it is now.
It is now, we've played with it.
Ooh,
Giggity.
Ooh. Right, so, what did we do to change it?
Well, the main thing we looked at to begin with, and this is going to be a series of videos.
Videos?
A mini series, if you will. We decided to change how the turn system works. Because at current, the 40k, as it has done forever, is I do all my stuff and have a full turn, and then I wait whilst you have a full stuff and have a full turn and kill half of my army, and completely am unable to react to that.
That would never happen in real life, would it?
No.
Or in a decent game, in fact.
No, indeed. So another game that we're quite a big fan of, or have been in the past, is the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game. Also by GW. I believe it was Alessio Cavatore who was one of the main designers behind that, who's currently working on Terminator Genesis.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And that was based on what they called a priority system. You roll each turn, whoever gets priority gains effectively initiative, if you like. But rather than doing move, shoot, stab, powers stuff, it was I move and you move, then I psychic and you psychic, and then I shoot and you shoot, and then I assault and you assault. So it means you can react a little bit to what they're doing, and you're not going to spend a whole turn getting shot up and going, oh, now my army's dead.
And it is just that little change, just to start with, makes such a difference.
I think that's the single biggest change and most effective change that we decided to do with 40k.
It's a lot more mobile, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and reactions as well. You've really got to be on the ball with it, because I've not got a clue what I'm saying.
Well, you can't just move and shoot and then assault without anyone doing anything about it.
That's right. That's right.
You get a chance to be involved. You're not sat there for a turn which may last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on what the other army.
With your thumb up your arse.
Yeah, go. I'll take this away. I'll take that away. Oh, you're moving.
You're moving all those men into there, and now all those men are going to shoot me, and then they're all going to run at me while my men just stand there.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Yes. And it's really frustrating having that when you've just been annihilated, or turn one, turn two. You haven't been able to react to anything. You haven't been able to move particularly advantageously to yourself.
Yeah, that's no fun. Whereas this, if Mr. P here gets priority, I know I'm still going to get to do stuff.
Yeah. And
actually have, an impact on the battle in that first turn.
Yeah. That initiative / priority is still important, because you get to shoot before they shoot, but they get to shoot before you can assault, or they might get to move before you're moving, or maybe they know you're going to charge, so they can move out of the way. Maybe you don't get the charge in. Yeah. So it makes it a little bit more interesting tactically, and it stops you getting bored while your opponent's doing something. That's the biggest thing. Is you sat there waiting.
Especially if you're going up against a horde army.
Yeah, totally.
Right, it's movement. I shall now move all of my orcs.
Yeah.
Grab yourself a book.
Yeah. And then I shall shoot, and this many dice, and then I shall assault this many dice. It's just.
So in all those 3 phases, all you've done is like
take figures off.
Yeah.
Which is a nightmare.
That's not really.
Ask Hammett about that.
That's not really what we want to be doing, is it?
No. And I think that's been the biggest change. You do get to react. It does mean that you have to think a little bit more as well, because as you're doing something, whether it be movement, say, I want to get into this position where I can do that later on, well, they then get to react. So you've got to kind of think, maybe I want to move a bit forward, further than I normally would forward, or maybe I don't want to go that way because I think he's going to move out of range. But that might be enough, because you get to, right, I can move from point A to point B, which will give me a charge on this unit here. Well, maybe they'll move out of the way to not take the charge. On the other hand, maybe I don't want them to be here because there's an objective, so they have to stay there and get charged, or they move off the objective. So it does give you more tactical options.
Yeah, there's that one word there, isn't there? Tactics.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to bring back, because otherwise, we've said it before, we've commented on it before, you are otherwise, if you don't do this, you're sitting there with basically a bucket full of dice.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll count up how many dice my entire army's got. You count up yours. We'll just roll them. Job done. We haven't got to bother with figures. We haven't got to bother with tables.
That's it. Yeah. Options, tactical things.
It does. It changes the dynamic.
Yeah.
You're not just sitting in little groups. All of a sudden, everything on the table is zipping around. Especially if you use the Maelstrom of War
cards,
objective cards, then it's crazy. It's running all over the place.
Yeah.
Which is what you want to see. You don't want to see two static lines shooting each other.
No.
Which technically would happen in a proper war.
I wouldn't know.
There wouldn't be any of this assaulting. When you see modern day troops going into hand-to-hand combat, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but they haven't got power armor and chainswords. If I had power armor and chainsword, all I would do was run into battle and.
If you had power armor and chainsword, you'd fall over.
Yes. Yes, I would.
You'd go, oh, look at me, oh, crunch.
Yeah.
And you'd be laying there like a
Hey, I'd be a genetically engineered super warrior.
Really?
No change from my everyday life.
Nah. So anyway, this is just the first bit. As I said, priority. That's what we wanted to change.
Yeah.
And that works. We might as well just attack the psychic phase in here as well. Movement. Movement next. That's quite an important one. We better have a little pause on that one because the movement one could stretch slightly.
Little pause.
Sorry about him. He's a bellend.
Little pause.
It's
funny. Little pause. Like and subscribe now. Not later, because you might be dead.